In the opening scene of the film, we meet a 19-year-old young man named JR. He's a small fish in a brutal pond, sentenced to 6 months in prison for a minor offense. After the standard intake procedures, he's assigned to a shared cell with another inmate. His cellmate, a seemingly defenseless man, suffers repeated sexual abuse at the hands of a group of prisoners led by a strong man named Dave. As JR adapts to the harsh prison routine, he crosses paths with Brendan Lynch, a feared and infamous figure known for his violent armed robberies. Brendan, a man of both intellect and strength, is engaged in a long-distance chess match when JR notices an unexpected move that results in checkmate. Initially skeptical, Brendan invites JR to demonstrate the move. Impressed but distant, Brendan walks away, leaving JR to return to his cell, where he finds his cellmate desperate and crafting an improvised weapon from a toothbrush to defend himself from Dave's next visit. The following day, when Dave shows up with malicious intent, JR bravely intervenes, sparking a fight that ends with JR being sent to solitary confinement as punishment. Upon his return, Brendan scolds him for getting involved in other people's business. Despite JR's intervention, his cellmate continues to suffer abuse and eventually attempts suicide using the improvised weapon. JR finds him drowning in his own blood and desperately calls for help. Days later, when Dave and his crew attempt to attack JR, Brendan, along with his allies Sterling and Merv, step in to rescue him and put an end to Dave's reign of terror. Following this event, an alliance forms. Brendan promises to protect JR for the remainder of his sentence, and in return, JR must run errands for Brendan once he's released. After several months, JR finishes his sentence and enjoys his newfound freedom. He heads to meet Sam, a powerful crime boss who is also Brendan's opponent in chess. Sam and his nephew Josh welcome him into their dangerous organization, providing him with an apartment and a suitcase containing Brendan's belongings. Inside the case, JR finds fake passports, new clothes, and a pistol, tangible symbols of his new life under Brendan's mentorship. That night, an attractive woman named Tasha arrives at JR's apartment with cash and a mobile phone, his lifeline for receiving instructions. After delivering the items, she leaves before dawn. Later, JR visits the trailer of a man known as Private Wilson, where, under Sam's direction, he acquires a variety of illegal assault weapons and learns how to handle them. His next stop is a helicopter tour company. Boldly, JR takes control of a helicopter, ordering the surprised pilot to fly to the prison where Brendan is held. Meanwhile, inside the prison, Brendan and his crew take over, capturing a guard while awaiting their aerial escape. When the helicopter lands, they quickly board, leaving the prison behind and flying toward freedom. After covering a long distance, they land, switch to a getaway car, and let the pilot go unharmed. During their escape, they stop to buy food, sending Merv to handle the errand. However, a radio broadcast reveals a dark secret about Merv. He had previously been convicted for the rape of a schoolgirl in Perth, a fact he had kept hidden from Brendan and Sterling. Enraged, Brendan violently confronts Merv before kicking him out of the group. The remaining trio, Brendan, Sterling, and JR, return to the apartment. As they assess the place, Brendan voices his concern about how vulnerable they are to a possible attack. They decide to move to a safer location. They travel to Sam's luxurious house, where they are assigned a risky job to steal gold in Kalgoorlie, a heist that could earn them millions. During their stay at Sam's home, JR sees Tasha again. Intrigued, he follows her to the pool, but there Josh mocks him and pushes him into the water, knowing JR doesn't know how to swim. Desperate, JR struggles to stay afloat until Tasha helps him out. Embarrassed, JR leaves alone, but Tasha follows him in her luxurious Porsche and insists on taking him out to dinner at a Chinese restaurant. During dinner, JR asks Tasha why she stays with Sam, considering she could escape with her car. Tasha shares a chilling story about what happened to the last girl who tried to run away. She was hunted down and killed. The next day, Brendan, visibly upset, scolds JR for getting distracted by Tasha and warns him not to let a woman interfere with the mission. Soon, they relocate to a new hideout provided by Sam, a more secure place. From there, Brendan and JR travel to Kalgoorlie to scout the area and plan the heist. Brendan makes it clear that JR will be responsible for controlling the hostages and explains how to handle things if anyone tries to trigger an alarm. At night, they attend a local rally event where Brendan recruits the winner, Chris, an old friend, to help with their plan. Later, tensions rise at Sam's property as they refine the heist details. A confrontation between JR and Josh escalates, but Brendan diffuses the situation and sends JR to cool off. At the bar, JR sees Tasha dealing with some rude customers. When he notices them harassing her, JR pulls his gun and scares them off. However, Tasha becomes furious with him, worried about what Sam might do if he finds out. To make amends, they agree to meet at a nearby lake. Under a starry sky, JR opens up to Tasha about his childhood. Their bond deepens, culminating in a passionate moment in the water. At dawn, Tasha gives JR a lucky necklace, and he promises that after the heist, they'll take their share of the gold and start a new life together. As night falls, the team prepares for the big heist with anticipation and anxiety. During the long drive to Calgary, Sterling shares stories from his past and his relationship with Brendan, hoping to strengthen JR's resolve. Upon arrival at the heist location, they manage to infiltrate the site using fake identities that grant them access. JR crawls through a ventilation duct leading to the gold processing room and waits for the right moment. Meanwhile, at Sam's greenhouse, he confronts Tasha with insistent questions. Although she tries to dodge them at first, she eventually reveals the truth about her relationship with JR. The next morning, employees begin arriving at the gold processing room. Taking advantage of the element of surprise, JR seizes control and prevents the workers from triggering the alarm, clearing the way for the rest of the team to enter undetected. Brendan leads the operation, forcing the workers to turn liquid gold into solid, valuable bars. Chaos erupts when Josh unexpectedly shoots one of the workers in the leg, claiming the man was trying to reach the door. Enraged, Brendan punches Josh in the face as punishment. However, the commotion draws the attention of the authorities, and soon police sirens fill the air. Acting quickly, Brendan and his team grab 6 gold bars and initiate their escape plan. They use the hostages as human shields to prevent police from firing at them. They run to their prearranged getaway vehicle, jump in, and speed away, leaving the chaos behind. The police, determined not to let them go so easily, begin an unrelenting pursuit. Their vehicle moves like a ghost, weaving through traffic with patrol sirens blaring and a hail of bullets chasing after them. Just as they're about to escape the boundaries of Calgary, tragedy strikes. Sterling is hit by a bullet that pierces his abdomen. Blood pools around him and the wound is severe. Despite the situation, the chase doesn't stop until Chris executes a clever maneuver, causing a crash that finally shakes off the pursuing officers. However, the victory is bittersweet. Sterling begins to fade, life slipping away from him. With his final breath, he makes a heartfelt request that his share of the stolen gold be delivered to his young daughter. Later, they hide their vehicle inside a truck and head to Sam's location. He gives them instructions to get rid of the car and any evidence while he begins dividing the gold. Following Sam's orders, Brendan and JR take the car with Lowe's body inside and dispose of it by pushing it off a cliff. Meanwhile, Tasha, who is packing her belongings, is interrupted by Ken, one of Sam's henchmen. A fight breaks out when Ken notices her packed bags. After a fierce struggle, Tasha manages to knock him unconscious. Alarmed, JR and Brendan slip away discreetly. They visit a grave where Brendan had hidden some money, and with this new resource, they prepare for their trip to Melbourne, the city where Sam intends to turn the gold into usable cash. On the train to Melbourne, JR and Tasha reunite and rekindle their passion. They find a place to stay, and while watching the news, they discover they're wanted for the Calgary robbery. Curiously, Sam's name isn't mentioned, suggesting he manipulated the situation in his favor. Tasha goes out to fulfill Sterling's dying wish, delivering his share of the gold to his family. During this time, Brendan takes the opportunity to talk with JR. He warns him that Tasha, with her emotions and family ties, might be a liability in their future plans. Brendan suggests a way out. He hands JR a sum of money, hinting that it would be better to quietly distance himself from Tasha. Tasha, witnessing this exchange, feels deeply betrayed and storms off, overwhelmed with emotion. JR follows her, trying to explain his actions. She warns him that once the job is done, Brendan might abandon him, just as he had suggested doing with her. Their intense conversation is abruptly interrupted by the arrival of a man named Wayne, who enters the room with a gun pointed at Brendan. Wayne announces that Sam has put a price on Brendan's head. Despite the threat, Brendan remains calm and uses his cunning to turn the situation around. He convinces Wayne that Sam has betrayed him too, and tempts him with the promise of a large payout if he helps them. Wayne reconsiders his loyalty and ultimately agrees to Brendan's offer. At dawn, JR and Brendan head to the location where Sam is about to finalize the gold distribution. They arrive just in time to see Josh and Ken approaching in a vehicle, handing a key to a mysterious man. The transaction is abruptly disrupted when Wayne storms in with a truck, triggering a chaotic shootout. In the midst of the chaos, Brendan manages to kill Ken and captures Josh for interrogation. Josh initially resists and remains silent, but eventually breaks after being locked inside a freezer. Under the intense cold, he confesses the location of the gold. Wasting no time, they recover the gold, neatly packed in a suitcase, and shift their focus to settling the score with Sam. Armed and vengeful, they head to Sam's location. Brendan moves swiftly and brutally, killing Sam. Afterward, Brendan and JR check into a motel for the night. Brendan hides the suitcase of gold under the bed while JR sends the room keys to Tasha. When Brendan asks where he's been, JR casually replies that he went out to buy a chocolate bar. The two head out to purchase a boat, planning to leave the country and their troubles behind. At dawn, they set sail. However, Brendan plans to betray JR, offering him only a small share of the gold. Anticipating this, JR reveals that he has hidden the gold, betraying Brendan instead. When Brendan threatens him with a gun, Tasha appears on the shore, holding the gold hostage and demanding that Brendan do what JR says. Furious, Brendan drags JR into the water. Only Brendan surfaces at first, but eventually he pulls JR out as well, questioning how he could have trusted Tasha with the gold. JR honestly admits that he didn't think too much about it, saying his trust in Tasha is based on the deep love they seem to share. Shortly after, JR reaches the shore and reunites with Tasha. Days later, Brendan is captured by the police and returned to prison. Months pass, and he receives a letter from JR detailing the location of his share of the gold. The letter includes a photo of Tasha, now pregnant. The film ends with Brendan looking out his prison window, a smile on his face that suggests a brighter future. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you never miss a recap. See you in the next one.